Welcome to the dungeon. Let's play dance. So today we're going to analyse some of my scoring practice. So here my first throw starts off quite nicely. That's just about the perfect dart I can throw. And lay out for a 140. At this stage really I'm still just trying to loosen my arm up, get flowing into a bit of rhythm. I tend to snatch the dart a little bit when I first start practicing every day. And you can see a snatch there into the treble 5 and then down to the 7s as well. Not too happy with that. Just telling myself there just to loosen the arm up and keep it rolling. Again, another little low snatch, so you see a lot of me switching down the board early on in my practices. It's an area that I feel much more comfortable throwing at if the arm's feeling a bit tight and I'm not in my full flow at the treble 20 yet. Again, just pulling the first one low, and now I can go down to the 19s and get myself out of jail with a 96. Again, not happy with a little snatch, so going down to the 19s. And then skills that I learn from the tidy game mean that I can make sure I'm at least hitting a 58. Loosening up a little bit, aiming high on the treble 20 now, giving myself a little build downwards into the treble. It's a nice straightforward ton, every one of those right in the middle of the 20. Again, that's a really nice marker for me. Should be able to come off the barrel, so a bit frustrated with the drag into the 1, but still being able to use the line on the barrel there and smash into the treble 20. Still pulling them a bit low every now and again, so making sure that the 19s are available. And 58, not too bad, making sure that those tidy scores are the backbone of all of your legs. In the treble 20 with that first one, dragging into 1's, not very happy about it as you can see. And then not maximising it can be frustrating. I do find that one of my biggest issues I have is I'm a bit too emotional on the oche. I vocalise my frustrations a bit too much. I even do that in practice here, so that's something for everyone to work on. A bit of a poker face and not give it away to your opponent if you're feeling a bit of the pressure. And again, using the 19s there as a cover shot for that first dart drag low at the treble 20. Throughout this practice I hit the 19s quite well, struggled a bit to get my rhythm up on the treble 20. Again, just dragging a bit low, and I got covered at 19s and then actually switching up to 18s there. So a 93, just making sure I'm confident all the way around the board to make sure that my scoring potential is maximised. Beginning to flow there, nice one into the treble 20. That's a nice smooth ton for me there, quite happy with that. And this is an interesting show because this next throw, another 100, but you can see my frustration as this first dart is absolutely perfect to build on. I just float the dart a little bit too much. I don't attack the barrel of the first and walk away with 100. And without getting my frustrations too high, I just plug away there. It's a little tidy. Keeping nice and straight. And that's a perfect dart. I should definitely be getting one in the treble here. Maybe a second. And that one's really floaty. You can see my frustration. I'm frustrated, but in reality, the last 4 visits were 3 tons and a 60, which would leave me on 141 if I was playing a leg of 501 after 12, so not a bad position to be in. Really beginning to find a bit of rhythm now, hitting that treble 20 regularly. Still pulling low. Tried to rescue it floating over the top, but then being able to switch down and know it's there. Hitting the treble 19 to make sure that every visit you score as many as you can. Really beginning to find a bit of rhythm now, hitting the treble 20s regularly, and always satisfied when I can smash in off the barrel like that to make sure I'm hitting 2 trebles in a visit. Again, just plugging away, hitting that treble 20 when you're in the zone, just making sure you capitalise and you score. Bit of a pull down there, being able to move to the 19s again. I hit the 19s very well throughout this practice session, a bit frustrated there not to get another one in the treble. Not normally one for an overstacker, but that one was sat quite nicely, so I could just slot in over the top and then use the marker that was there to go in for a 140. Really beginning to feel a bit of rhythm now. Plugging away, hitting the treble 20s. You'll see here, frustrated as I pull one into the 5, I knew straight away I used a bit too much shoulder. This is where it's important to know your game. So it's resetting, knowing to throw just from the elbow, straight back in the treble 20, reset, refocus, and hit a 180. So despite my frustration on the last throw, I'd gone 140, 85, 180. Happy days. Follow the 180 up with a tidy, bit of a snatch at the last one, but important when you hit a 180 or a 140 not to waste it on your next throw. You can see there a really bad grab at the first one, and once again able to switch and finally got both in those treble 90s. Thank you for watching this video on CV Darts. Remember to like, subscribe and leave a comment. You can also follow us at CV Darts on Twitter.